The BSA Meteor Super goes hunting. That's right. Unfortunately, I was unable to get a shot out yesterday on one of them. I didn't even set up for it. But today in the morning, I woke up early. I mounted the Orion cam onto my scope, loaded a Hades into the gun, and went inside to make my coffee. Well, I didn't even get to make my coffee. I was just warming up the water when I see several squirrels, actually like 3 or 4, come towards the pecan tree all at once. So I sneaked out and I waited for the right one, for the right shot, and I was able to capture it on video. The video is not the crispest video you're gonna see out of the Orion cam. It's capable of much better, but it's very, very good, and you will be able to see with detail the shot and everything that occurred during and after. The point of impact was right just about to where the point of aim was. It was an excellent shot. I took a shot to the vitals as I did not want to be, taking a chance on going for the head and missing and hurting it, etc. Another thing you will see throughout the duration of the video, I took the shot and I kept the camera on the squirrel so that you can see in real time both the impact, the reaction, and the amount of time that it took it to fully expire. I've taken other squirrels before. Some of them have dropped and not moved, not even a nanosecond. And then some of them have jumped around for a full 45 seconds like a jumping bean, just all over the place. This one, you will see, pretty much stayed in place, and I feel that it was a pretty humane shot. It expired fairly quickly. Okay, one thing that impressed me about this rifle is the shot cycle. You see, all of the break barrels that I own are spring guns. This is a gas ram gun. I've never shot one before. And all the while that I've been doing this testing, I can tell that it was fairly smooth, but I really couldn't tell much difference or wasn't just paying too much attention to it. But on camera, that's when I really saw. I have captured some shots on some squirrels using my spring guns before, and you could see the shot come out, but you could definitely see the jarring of the gun as you see the image jumping all over the place and then settling back down. This thing was very smooth. I mean, if you look at that footage, you could see that it stayed on point pretty much. I mean, it may have jumped around a little bit, but it was excellent. So that's one thing I like about it. I think I'll investigate these type of guns with the gas ram technology further. That's definitely a plus for it. So, all right, the trigger. So what about the trigger? I've gotten a few questions either on the forums or here on YouTube asking about the trigger, as I have not made a lot of mention about it. Purposefully left that information for this video, as I consider this a hunting platform, not a bench rest competition platform. The trigger is very serviceable. It's 2-stage, and the first stage is extremely light. I'm gonna have a little footage of it, showing you the pool and showing you what to expect. Unfortunately, I do not have my scale. I don't even know where it's. I have a scale, I just don't know where I put it. I have quite a bit of mess here as I'm fixing my house a little bit up. So I'm gonna show you live what it looks like as I pull it. The first stage is very, very light, almost non-existent. I mean, there is a first stage, it moves, but then it hits a wall. That wall is pretty solid. You're gonna have to pull, okay? And then it breaks very crisply once you go, you meet the resistance of that pull. I went ahead and put that whiteboard behind us so that you could have a little better contrast and hopefully see the trigger moving a little better. I'm gonna do my best to go as slow as possible so you can see the movement of the trigger. It is loaded currently with a Hades, and I have my target downrange at 25 yards. I'm gonna start testing for the first stage, and you could see here, it hits a wall right there, okay? It is very light, but it hits a wall. Now, when I pull on the second stage, it creeps a little and then it breaks, and it breaks pretty crisply. What about cocking the gun? How much force do you really need to break the barrel and get it loaded? This is probably about as comfortable as I like to do it, grabbing the barrel, and it takes a little force to break, not bad. Once it's broken, the force is pretty smooth all throughout. You definitely need to put a little humph into it, but it's not that bad. I'm loaded another Hades, and we are gonna test the safety as it's an integral part of the system. Safety is right here, a little bit obstructed by the ring for the Orion cam, but I think you can see it right there. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on safe, which is towards me, and attempt to pull the trigger. Okay, trigger seems to have a little flex, but it's not going anywhere, so the gun is definitely safe. While testing the trigger very deliberately like that is very informative, it is not a true testament of how the trigger would perform in the field when you're pesting or hunting. So I'm gonna load the gun real quick, put Hades in the breech, and fire it off as if I were shooting at a particular quarry, okay, and see how it actually performs in real life conditions. So here we go. Notice how smooth that operation was when I'm not doing it deliberately, for showing you how it operates. And the trigger past the first stage, just holding at the second. There you go. That was a quick pull, fast release, broke right away, and it hit righteously downrange. And that is all for the BSA Meteor Super. I am going to be hanging on to the rifle a little bit longer, and I'm going to be reading your comments both in the forums and here on YouTube. And if there is some questions that stir perhaps another review, another video, we'll go ahead, certainly film that and put it together for you. Otherwise, I'll just be answering your questions as best I can. Please be patient. I am a working man, and this is just a hobby for me. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one.